Stella YouTube. Guys, have to admit, there's something about a new year. I mean, whether you believe in resolutions or not, I think there's something about having a fresh start and having that fresh set of goals for the year. And I know for a lot of you guys following this channel, one of your goals might be to finally learn French, but it is a very complicated language, and I'm speaking from first-hand experience. As you guys know, if you follow this channel, I never learned French at school. I had to kind of learn it from scratch as an adult. And yeah, I had to do a lot of trial and error, and I learned some things the hard way. But in this video, I'm going to share with you really like the tools to concentrate on if you're a beginner in French and you really want to get that fundamental base and get to the point where you can start conversing in French. And what a beautiful time to be able to learn French. It's a new year. If you're in the northern hemisphere, it's all wintry and grey, and it can help you mentally escape and imagine that you're already on holiday, and maybe you can book a summer holiday to be able to practice your new language. Or if you're in the southern hemisphere, it's the summertime, school's out, and you are able to actually take the time to work on something for you. So there's never been a better moment to finally do it, to finally learn French. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the first tool that I want to talk to you about is an app that I'm sure you've heard of. It's called Babbel, and Babbel are actually sponsoring this video, so thank you so much, Babbel, for doing that, because we've actually got a discount for you guys, which will give you a super sweet deal if you want to use the app, so keep watching for that. You need to view it as the foundation. This is the foundation to your house, and what we're going to do is we're going to build that foundation first, and then we're going to complement it, almost furnish it, add the furniture, by going further and doing some other activities. And so I know there's a lot of choice out there when it comes to language learning apps. Believe me, I've tried them all. But in terms of the depth of content, what you get, and the actual change in language learning capability that you see, it's the best. So Babbel's actually available in several different languages, but I'll focus on the French version for now because that's the one that I used. And the app is designed by language learning experts, of course, but the goal being to be able to speak ASAP. So you can start from zero, like actual beginner, all the way up to highly independent in the language, able to express your opinion. And there's a huge variety of different courses that you can take. You can do idiomatic expressions, there's slang, there's business language for the world of work, there are tongue twisters, and it's kind of gamified as well. So the way in which you're actually learning is quite fun. So for example, you can almost be having like a messenger conversation. So you have to like reply to messages, and you have to fill in the blanks, and you have to do all of that kind of stuff. So the courses are around 15 minutes, I would say, and you can actually, you can play them online while you're connected to the internet, or you can download them for later and have them offline as well. So that's what I did. I would download my episode, and then while I was in the bus, in the metro, coffee break, waiting for a meeting to start, I would just learn on the go. So yeah, basically you've got your grammar, you've got your listening, you've got your speaking, you've got your reading, all in one place, available on iOS, Android, desktop, you name it. So if you guys really want to have rock solid foundations and do that using Babbel, I've teamed up with them to give you guys an offer. So if you sign up for 3 months on Babbel, you'll get the next 3 months for free. So you'll get 6 months of language learning, and that will give you enough time to be able to get through the app and maybe even have time to revisit some of the topics as well. So if you guys are interested, click on the links down below and it will take you to the page where you can sign up for 3 months and get 3 months for free. So as I said, Babbel's kind of like the foundation, that's your starting point. And then to go further, what you're going to do is go in depth in all the other different types of material that are out there, so you can really immerse yourself in the language. And I know that there's so much choice out there, which is why I'm just going to suggest one good, very effective tool for you per category. Think of it as your kind of starter pack. So the first thing to work on your listening is a podcast, and the podcast I would recommend would be Coffee Break French. Coffee Break French has several seasons of French learning. You start from zero, really the beginner stuff, and you actually learn alongside another French learner. And so it's a Scottish girl called Anna, and she learns French with you. And Coffee Break French was very, very useful for me. Another way that you can improve your listening is by listening to French music, and I've actually created a French music playlist for you guys. Some music that I like, I've chosen a whole variety. You've got pop, you've got rap, you've got rock, and what I would recommend is that you actually look at the lyrics while you're listening to the music. It's cool because you can start to understand what the song's actually speaking about, and any words that you don't know, you can sort of underline and look them up, and it's kind of like a puzzle to solve. And I would actually do that because I love music when I started learning French myself. So feel free to use my playlist and have fun with that. now when it comes to reading, of course, when you're just starting out, some of the easiest things you can consume are children's books. So the absolute classic is Le Petit Prince, and I'll put a link down to that down below. But the easiest thing that you can actually read, because there's context, are subtitles. So subtitles of a French series or a film or a YouTube video. So you can actually get a wide range of French series and movies on providers like Netflix, Hulu, YouTube even, iTunes, Amazon Video. You're really spoiled for choice. But what I will put in the description is a playlist that I found on YouTube of French movies that have French subtitles, and also a list of YouTubers that almost always have their videos subtitled in French. So they're fun to watch, and they've had someone professionally subtitle their videos, so you can read the French words as you watch. There are, of course, instructional YouTube channels as well that actually teach you French, the French language, from online French professors. So I'll link to two of my faves down below. The first is Comme Une Française with Geraldine, and the second is Speak French with Alexa. Now, if you guys are grammar junkies and you really want to get that basic grammar structure down pat, which I highly recommend, there are a few really good grammar books. I've got a whole suite of book recommendations that I personally used from beginner to intermediate to more advanced French, and I've put them all together on a list, so I'll put that link down below as well. Of course, one of the hardest competencies to master if you don't live in the country is finding a native person to speak with. So if you've really got no options, there are no language exchanges, French professors around, someone who knows someone who speaks French that you can grab a coffee with, if you really have no one, there are websites where you can do online language exchanges for free, so I'll link those down below. Or it may be one of the situations where you do take an online French professor, for example, who really focuses with you on the goal of expression, speaking, pronunciation, that kind of thing. Now, there were 1,000,001 different resources that I could have cited, but the reason that I really tried to focus in this video was so that it didn't feel overwhelming. You knew you could get started. You knew that you could use the Babbel app as a foundation, and then you could go further, you know, on listening one day and listen to some French music, or on reading one day and watch the subtitles while you're watching a French movie or something like that. So I hope this helps. I hope that you guys fulfill your French language learning dreams. As always, if you have any questions, ask me in the comment section down below. And otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video Wednesday on the Not Even French channel. À bientôt!